and I am gonna go ahead and get us started. So, well, hello everyone again, and thank you for joining us for our cool down meal prep workshop. We are actually going to be doing 5 meals out of the 10 meal workshop. And our first one is our air fried Italian sausage and veggies. And you're going to want to grab your gallon size bag that has your meat, the smoked sausage ring already sliced and in the bag. And then we're going to be adding a few items to that. Now, one of the things I usually will say is, Brenda, or I'm sorry, Deborah, if you could, when you come back on camera, can you show them that you have a big bag, a big bowl that you've got your bag inside of? Because I'm on our boat right now and I don't have a big bowl. I'm actually just reading instructions, not prepping. So she'll be back in just a second. Okay, so Deborah will put her bowl on the table. She'll put her bag inside of it. And that way, as we add ingredients, if the bag gets heavy, it doesn't tip over and end up with everything falling all over your counter or worse, onto your floor. So one other thing that you might want to consider is the top of your bag, where the zip is. If you want to fold that back, it allows your bag to be more open so that you're dumping things in and you're not getting it all around the seal. Because when we close the bag up, we want to get as much air out of the bag, and we want to make sure that seal is in good condition so that we don't have any freezer burn in our recipes. All right. Okay, so first step, we're going to be adding 6 cups of assorted vegetables, whatever veggies you decided. Might be sliced zucchini, summer squash, broccoli follets, I can't say that, florets, mushrooms, anything like that, bell peppers, and you want to throw that into the bag with the sausage.
And my big bowl has already come in handy because some of my onions and peppers spilled out over the top.
See, there you go. There you go. I love it. All right. In addition to those veggies, you're going to be putting 2 tablespoons of olive oil into that same bag. And then 2 tablespoons of your Mamma Mia marinara sauce mix. Now, this seasoning shaker, Deborah, can you hold that up for us? That lid measures 2 tablespoons. So I always like to just shake it up before I open any of my seasonings. That way you reblend all of your seasonings that are in there, mix it all up real good. And then you're going to use your lid to measure out your 2 tablespoons. Just simply throw it in there and then toss it into the bag. And I know that it says to put that in a quart-sized bag, a fourth of, well, we're good. Just it says that you could put that in a quart-sized bag, but we're just doing it straight into our bag and it's fine. All right, and then when you seal the bag, if you leave some air in the bag, it'll allow you to be able to toss it, kind of toss everything together and coat the veggies and the sausage links. Then once you feel like it's all tossed in and all mixed together really well, I would suggest opening the bag a little bit, get all of your air out, and then put that bag off to the side.
How much olive oil?
You're doing 2 tablespoons of olive oil to start.
Thank you.
Sure. Hi, Wendy. Then the next thing that we're going to do, just let me know when you're ready. Give me a thumbs up and I'll keep on moving. Perfect. I'm gonna check one thing real quick here. So we came down to Fort Myers. So we're on the boat this week, and we already had the meal prep planned. So I was like, well, I'll just prep from the boat with you, or I'll talk you through it. So that's
Oh,
what
how
we're doing
fun.
tonight. Yeah, it is. So
Okay, so do I seal the bag, did you say?
this bag you're gonna seal. Yes.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Then we are gonna put in a separate little quart-sized bag 2 more tablespoons of the Mamma Mia marinara and a 1/4 cup of the olive oil. So, and we're just putting that in a bag together, just kind of massage that together and seal that bag and put it aside. And these meals go together pretty quickly, so
Does the pasta go in the quart-sized bag with those? It can?
so that is a great question. So what you can do with this is you can either place another quart-sized bag, like 12 ounces of pasta in a quart-sized bag, separate quart-sized bag, or you can just label the box on your, and place the penne pasta in your pantry or wherever you keep that. The idea is though, just to make sure you set it aside, because sometimes if it's something that you don't have to put into the freezer, then you end up using it someplace else, and then you don't have it when you're ready to make the meal. So if you're not going to throw, you can freeze the uncooked pasta, but if you don't want it to take up the room in your freezer, simply label the box and put it, wherever you're going to keep that. So that was a great question, Katie. Thank you. And then whether you're putting that in a bag or you're keeping it separate, we're going to put all of our bags in a 2 gallon size bag. And then seal it up, get as much air out as possible, and we're finished with meal 1.
The Mamma Mia smells amazing. To be honest with you, I've not used that before. So this is
Really?
a new thing for me. I don't know why,
that's
but I just had this preconceived notion of what it was going to look like, and I thought, no, that's not
Smell like
me, but it smells amazing.
Thank you. Well, it does. It really is good. It does have a little kick to it though, so don't be surprised by that. Some pasta marinara sauces are more like sweet and the sugary side. This one does still have sugar in it, but it's got more of a little kick at the end. So you might be surprised with that. It's not hot, but it just has a little kick to it. So, all
Yeah, I'm
right, when you're finished
excited.
and you're ready for, when you're finished and ready for meal 2, just give me a thumbs up and you can throw that one aside. Awesome. Thanks, Brenda. And Katie and Wendy, I'm glad that you were able to join us. I know there's been a couple times that we've talked about it, and it's been just vacations and family reunions and all kinds of stuff. So I'm so glad you guys were able to, you ladies, I'm sorry, were able to join us tonight. So now I always ask too, which one you think is going to be the meal that you plan to keep out, freeze the other ones, but which one are you going to keep out and make sometime this week? So Deborah, do you have yours picked out, which one you're going to make this time?
Yeah, I'm definitely doing this one, the Italian sausage one, because I'm so excited to try the Mamma Mia marinara. So yeah, so
That's
that's definitely
awesome.
staying out.
Well, I always love when people snap pictures and then share it on Facebook and tag me in it so I see what you're making. So,
Okay, sounds good.
yep. Brenda, Katie, or Wendy, do you have a decision yet of which one you're going to make, or are you still not sure?
I'm not sure.
Sure, yes. What do you think,
Not sure
Sharon?
yet, Wendy.
I think I'm
Katie, how
probably
about
gonna do the Asian chicken wraps.
Oh, I
That one
know,
sounds
yeah.
really good to me.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Brenda, have you made the decision yet?
Not yet. Kira and I were just
All
talking
right.
about it, but her husband's out of town this week, so we may get together and have dinner together.
Oh, that's cute. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, we're moving into the French onion dip sandwiches. And this one, you should have 2 pounds of boneless chuck roast in a gallon-sized bag. And in that gallon-sized bag, we are going to be adding one 12-ounce jar of home-style beef gravy to start. So one 12-ounce jar of the gravy. Now, one thing that I also shared with you this time is if you would like, there was like a set of labels that you can always use or cut and tape onto your bag if you prefer to do this. But it gives you, so it gives you the title, and then I forgot to change this to July, but it says June 2024. I should have changed it to July. I wasn't paying attention when I printed it. And then it tells you like save for air fried, sausage, and that you could put onto your penne pasta if you want. Okay. And then it just gives you the hint, like tape that to your bag so that or tape that to your pasta if you're putting it in your pantry. And on this one, when we go to make this meal, you will need the rolls so that you can have the sandwiches. All right. All right, so in addition to the gravy, you're gonna do 1 cup of sodium of reduced sodium beef broth. So just 1 cup of the beef broth. And I always like to shake mine up a little bit before I open it. Deborah, you're moving right along, I see.
I was a home ec teacher in my former
I
life,
know.
so
Yeah.
so
you're
some of,
keeping
I'm
rolling.
used to doing some of this stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yep.
but I love being on with all you ladies. It makes it much more fun.
It does. It really does. Because then you've got your meals made and you're ready to roll. So. All right. So when it calls for the onion, hey, when it calls for the onion, you're going to need 4 tablespoons of this. So you're going to do 2 capfuls. Remember, shake it up first. And then 2 capfuls of the seasoning, throw that into the bag. And if I go too fast or too slow, just let me know. And this one is like wonderful because you never have to go back to chopping onions again. No more tears when you need to use onions. So, and it makes a great dip, especially like if you have some potato chips and you need like a French onion dip. This is a great dip with just some sour cream and 2 tablespoons of the seasoning, and then you've got it made. So,
That's what I used to do with the bacon. That
yes,
one's my favorite.
we still have it. It's still delicious. One of the people on our team, his name is Christopher. He actually said that's like what got him started in the business. He just loves that product. So he was telling me that earlier this week. I was like, oh, it makes me happy. So, all right. You also are going to need 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Yay
And
for
then
saying it right.
2, thanks. I always have to give it a second thought. I'm like, did I say it right? Did I say it right? And then for the seasoned pepper, we need just 2 teaspoons, not 2 tablespoons. A little bit of our seasoned salt or seasoned pepper, sorry, goes a long way. So if I said seasoned salt, I meant seasoned pepper. And just 2 teaspoons. And this is going to be one of your little jars. And this is a product that has no sodium in it. So if you have someone who is yep, exactly that little jar. If you have somebody, and it has a little shaker on top, so you probably can just flip that off. It'll make it a little easier for you to spoon out what your measure needs to be. So when you open it up, you'll just peel that little top part off. and just 2 teaspoons. But again, spinach and herb seasoning and our seasoned pepper both have no sodium. So if you have someone who's looking for that no sodium diet or very low sodium, these would be 2 great products to introduce to them. Once you have those ingredients in the bag, you'll seal the bag and then mix that together, just kind of mix it all up. Then reopen it and get as much air out as possible and put that aside. Am I going too fast or too slow? Or just right? Great, thank you. I used to try to make the meals right along with you, and I found that it slowed us down by a whole lot because I was trying to do it and talk, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna talk it through. Sometimes I make them right along, but most of the time just instruct. Now, on this next part, place 6 slices of provolone cheese in a quart-size freezer bag. Again, if you're like, you know what, we're gonna make this meal soon, I don't want to freeze the cheese, just make sure you make some kind of note on the bag of, on the cheese that you need those 6 slices for your sandwiches. Otherwise, just throw those and the big bag of all the things mixed together in another gallon-sized bag. Seal that off, and we've got meal number 2 finished. And then if you're using the stickers, you'll want the title of the meal as well as the reminder that you'll need rolls when serving. And this is a nice one because slow cooker meals don't warm up your kitchen. You can set it and forget it, for the day, and you're moving on and just doing some other things. In your cookbook, the side dish to go with this would be seasoned French fries. If you care to use those, you can make those in your air fryer, and then just sprinkle them with some seasoned pepper, and then you're good to go with the side for this dish. So quick and easy, and doesn't heat up the kitchen in the heat of this summer. So, all right, give me a thumbs up when you're ready for meal 3. Oh, very good. Wow, we are, our helper is there. Brenda, who's your helper again today?
This is my granddaughter, Anna,
Me,
And this is-
Anna.
and that's my daughter, Kira.
I'm a helper
Hi,
too.
Kira. Hi, Anna. I know, Anna. It was nice to see you helping. Awesome. All right, well, Anna, we're getting ready to go on to our grilled chicken with artichoke spinach sauce. So that's our next meal. And I got a thumbs up from everyone, so we are good to go. Now, in this bag, you already have your 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts in the bag. And all we're going to add with this one is just 2 teaspoons of seasoned salt. And then we're going to seal that bag and put it aside, and we'll get ready for our second bag, which will be our cream sauce that we're going to make. And again, you can see these meals are going together quite quickly. I usually do the second bag for all of my meals. That way, when I defrost them, if for some reason, I don't know, the bag gets a little hole in it for somewhat, after it's frozen, or I don't know, just I don't like the extra moisture in my fridge when I'm defrosting them. So I always do a second bag, but you don't have to do that if you don't want on some of these meals. So, but it does hold all the little bags together, which is always a nice thing. All right, so in this one, we've got our 2 teaspoons of seasoned salt going in that chicken, and we're putting that aside. Get all your air out. And then we're going to go to our quart-size bag. And we're putting, we're going to be doing 1/2 a block of cream cheese. And 1 packet of the artichoke and spinach warm dip mix. And we're just pouring that right into the cream cheese, and we're mixing it together. If you prefer to do this in a bowl first, and you want to, you know, soften your cream cheese just a little and then mix that in and throw it into the bag. However you want to do it is fine. When you defrost later, what you can do is just use a spatula to get all that out and put it into the pan for your warming. So actually I said pan, but microwave. Keeping the oven from, or the stovetop and oven off. So yeah. And then once you get the air out of that bag, you'll put both of those in a 2-gallon size bag and put that one aside. If you're doing any labeling for this one, you will, when you make this meal, you're gonna need a 1/2 cup of milk when you're making it, because that'll help make the cream sauce. And if it's easier, if you didn't make these into labels, or you don't want to make them into labels, you could just put these in the front or attach it to your cookbook, or right inside the front cover of the cookbook, so you're ready to go with that. Now, our next meal, give me a thumbs up when you're ready, and I'll tell you about the next meal we're gonna do.
1 second. Okay, I've got my cream cheese in the bag. What else am I putting in there?
Yep. Take one of the packets that's in the box. It's the artichoke and spinach warm dip, and you're just gonna pour that one packet into the bag with the cream cheese, and just kind of push it together, and then seal it.
Okay,
Great
thank
question, Wendy. Sure. And then the side dish with this one, that you can make is our cheesy potatoes on the grill. So again, both of these are grill meals, or the main dish is a meal on the grill, and then you can do the cheesy potato foil on the grill as well. And again, another way to keep you from having to heat up your kitchen this hot summer.
I love that because you turn on
And
your
there's-
oven at 375 or 400 for, 30 or 45 minutes and
Oh,
too hot.
I know. Yes. I always hate when you say, like, oh, it's summer, I think I'll bake something like a cake. I have a birthday to go to, my mother-in-law's birthday or Rick's birthday, and I'm like, maybe I'll just buy a cake. So, yeah. Now we are going to, if you're looking in your cookbook, we are going to skip the Mamma Mia pasta skillet. That one goes together very quickly, and we are going to do the honey teriyaki beef and veggie bowls, which you knew all along because that's what I sent you in the grocery list. But we are going to hop on. Yes, very good, Anna. We're going to jump ahead. We're going to skip the Mamma Mia pasta skillet, and we're going to jump ahead to what Katie's interested in, and that's that Asian-inspired chicken wraps. Thank you. Anna pointing to the bowl. And give me a thumbs up if you are. I didn't even ask. Are you all good to go to the next meal? All right. Sounds good. All right. I see thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. That's awesome. Thanks, Wendy. All right. So now for this particular meal, you do want to have 1.5 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast. And the idea is thinly sliced. You can buy that at the grocery store now. But if you don't have it thinly sliced and you want to, take a knife and slice through the center, you can do that. And in that bag, we're simply going to be putting 1 tablespoon of onion seasoning. So just fill your cap halfway full. And then we're going to be needing 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And that's all you need for the main bag. So get your air out, squeeze it, and then get all your air out, close it, zip it up, and put that aside. All righty. Now our next, and if I'm going too fast, let me know. Our next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to be mixing two of the sauces, our sauces, we're gonna be mixing a 1/4 cup of our honey teriyaki sauce with 3 tablespoons of our Valdea onion dressing. Now, you can put this if you have like little containers, like little jars that you can mix it and put it in there. That's fine. Or you can simply go straight into a quart-size bag and put those 2 ingredients. And it's going to be a 1/4 cup of honey teriyaki and 3 tablespoons of Valdea onion dressing. Now, if you've never tried these, put your little pinky in and give that a little taste. It's very, very delicious, especially that Valdea onion, perfect on a salad. I even like to mix this with Bayou bourbon glaze, and make pulled chicken sandwiches with it. It's yummy. So now this is going to be a skillet. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry,
you're
I
fine.
was just gonna share that I used the recipe and I used the Vidalia onion dressing on a pot roast. I mean, literally poured a
Oh
half
my
a cup of the
goodness.
dressing on the pot roast, cooked it in the crock pot.
Yep.
It was delicious.
Yep. And I had somebody just yes, you were right, Katie. It is the honey teriyaki. Is that what you were holding up? Yeah, honey teriyaki. I had someone just say to me, "Oh my goodness, how did you not ever tell me to use Valdea onion chicken or Valdea onion dressing on chicken breast and grill it?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah." She's got 3 teenage kids at home, and she said that she did that, and they're like asking her like, "Hey, when are you making that whatever that chicken was? Can you make it again?" So she marinated it, and they're in love with it. It's just a great way to do that. So.
Can you say again, what am I putting in the bag?
Now, again, with this meal, when you get to the chow mein noodles, if you don't want to put them in the quart-size bag and you want to keep them in your pantry, that's fine. Again, just make sure you write on there, save for the chicken wraps. And that's the next step, by the way. I'm just kind of jumping ahead a little bit.
When am I supposed to put in the quart bag?
You're doing a 1/4 cup of the honey teriyaki sauce and 3 tablespoons of the Valdea onion dressing. So you're going to be mixing those 2 together, and you can just straight go into the quart-size bag if you want to do it that way, and then just kind of mix it together.
Thank you.
Sure. And I don't know about you, but doesn't that smell delicious? I love that honey teriyaki.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Both
So
of those
once
need to go in the fridge after we open it, right?
that is correct. Yes,
Okay.
thank you for asking about that. Yeah, you will, anytime you open any of our sauces, once they're open, they do have a vacuum seal at the top. So once you open them, you will want to store those in your refrigerator. Great question, Katie. So this one calls for many little bags here. If you're doing your chow mein noodles, like I said, you're going to do 2 cups and you'll put that in a quart-size bag if you want to freeze them. If you don't, just make sure you label it for this meal and keep it in your pantry. And then because these are wraps, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. You will also be putting a 1/2 cup of sliced almonds in a second quart-size bag. And then you'll seal those. And then, and I know I'm kind of going quick, but I'm just explaining. The 6 the 6 wraps, the flour tortillas, you can put those in a bag, a gallon size freezer bag, or again, you can just label and put it in your pantry. That's your choice. Okay. So 2 cups of your chow mein noodles. And can you believe we're on meal number 4 and it's 7:30? Isn't that crazy?
These are
These are
quick.
going together quick. Yeah, they really are. There's somebody asking for the link, so let me just do that real quick. All right. All right, I see Brenda's fingers up. All right, so if you are doing your almonds, don't forget it's gonna be a half a cup, and we'll put those in a quart-sized bag and then seal those. I see Anna's finger. And again, before I'm throwing these in the freezer, I like to lay them flat to try to get everything kind of leveled out. And that way, if I'm stacking them, it's easier for me to put those in the freezer. So that might be something to consider too when you're working on this. Now with this one, when it's time to make this meal, you will be adding at the end like your iceberg mix, but obviously you're not going to throw that in the freezer. You don't need that right now unless you're making the meal right away. And then again, too, whichever you want to do with your tortillas, you can either throw those in a gallon-sized bag and then add all the bags to one large gallon-sized bag, or you can just label those and throw those in your pantry. That choice is yours. And when you're finished with that, just give me a thumbs up and we'll move on to meal 5. I see it, Anna. I see it, Katie. Thank you. Debbie or Deborah, thank you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Perfect. All righty. We're going to go ahead and move on to our very last meal of the night. This is going to be our honey teriyaki beef and vegetable bowls, which I think sound amazing. The first thing we'll do is we should have 1.25 pounds of the beef flank steak thinly sliced and in the bag already. If you haven't sliced it, you can go ahead and slice that up. All right. So with this one, if you have your steak sliced now, you're putting a 1/2 cup of reduced sodium beef broth in this bag. You'll add 1 tablespoon of onion and 1 teaspoon of the seasoned pepper. And then once you've done that, you'll seal that bag. We'll get all the air out and then make sure you shake that up really well and put that aside.
How horrible would it be if I used the seasoned salt instead of pepper?
I think you're fine.
Okay.
Hey, Christopher. Yeah, I think you're fine. And maybe just do one little shake of seasoned pepper, if you want. There you go. You're perfect. All righty. Christopher, it is hard to believe we are already on meal number 5. Can you believe
my
how fast
God.
we went through these?
Jeez,
I
oh,
know this meal kit went together so fast. So
that's
yeah,
fabulous. That's good to
it
know.
is. It is. Yeah. All right. So once you seal that gallon size bag, put that one aside. And then either in a small container or a quart size bag, this time we're going to do a half a cup of the honey teriyaki sauce. And we'll put that in the bag, get all the air out and seal it. And Christopher, sorry that I thought it was in the featured. I thought I had saved it up to the featured and I was like, it's up there. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm not seeing it. So sorry about that you were looking around for
I
it.
know you're good. I thought I started it too, so I wouldn't have that problem, but couldn't do it. I was
You're
like,
fine. That's all right. And so this meal is different than the last one because it is a half a cup, not a quarter cup on this.
Am I putting that teriyaki sauce in the same bag with the meat?
No, go ahead and do that into a quart size bag.
Okay, thank you.
Or if you have no problem. Or if you have like a little serving bowl that you can, put an airtight lid on, you could do it that way as well. I bought a few months back, I bought little jars like at TJ Maxx that you can put in the freezer that have sealed, with screw top lids, that work really well for this. And then the next bag, you'll need another like a snack size bag, and you're going to put 3 tablespoons of cornstarch in that bag. And that's all that goes in that next bag.
the corn, what's the
Pretty quick.
cornstarch do?
I'm sorry.
What was the cornstarch
I didn't-
do?
So the cornstarch is going to be a thickening agent for your sauce when you do the bowls. So once you are making the skillet dish and you're making kind of like a sauce, like almost like, I want to say like a gravy almost. When you say, Deborah, it's like to help thicken it up.
Yeah, like a sauce or yeah.
Yeah.
And it'll
Yeah.
thicken it up and it's also gluten free. Like if you use flour, it would have gluten in it, but the cornstarch is gluten free.
Perfect. To say that. So awesome. And then these 3 bags, along with a bag of like a frozen broccoli stir fry, can all be put into 1 gallon size bag. Seal that all up, and then this meal is finished as well. And then when you're making this meal, you will actually need cooked rice with it. So it will be an add-on at the end. And if you're using the labels, like I said, this one it'll even remind you, if you put this on the bag, it says, don't forget to make rice, add rice to this dish. So. And that's it. We have our 5 meals made already. Can you believe it?
40 minutes, Kelly. That's amazing.
I think that's a record. Yes. I think that beats the Burger Mania where it was a much longer workshop.
There was a lot of
When you're
rolling of
making 6
patties.
different burgers, there was a lot of patties to be made. So yeah. But yeah. So does anybody have any questions for me on these meals as we're wrapping them up?
I think we're good.
All right. Sounds
Kelly, I
great.
just wanted to clarify on the French onion dip sandwiches. Do you like
Yes.
shred it and then put it
Oh,
on the
great
hoagie
question.
buns? And...
Yes. Once it's cooked up, it'll kind of, because it's in the slow cooker, it's a slow cook meal. Then once it's all finished, you'll be able to shred that up and throw that in. Yes, throw
Okay.
that on the sandwiches, and then you put your cheese on top. So, great question. Yeah. And then the nice thing about this meal kit is you have 5 additional meals that you can always work together on if you want to work and prep them ahead. A couple of them are meals that are so quick that there's really not even a meal prep ahead part of it. But yeah, so I hope these are enjoyable to all of you, and like I said, if you make something and can take a picture of it, I'd always love to see it. It's always fun to see what people's creations are and to hear your testimonial about what you're thinking of those different dishes. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
And our next workshop is all it's called the Summer Slow Cooker Meals. So they're all meals perfect for August when it's, again, super hot. And that's going to be August 11th. So August 11th, it'll be 5 slow cooker meals that are super yummy and easy to put together. So I will get some more information out to all of you about those. And if you have time and you can make it to join us, it would be great to have you there.
It was August what?
August 11th, Sunday, August 11th, 7 to 8. Yep.
And that's this that
Sounds
you
good.
gave me on Tuesday, right?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Christopher, could you name those meals? Could
Yeah.
you call out what those are? Thanks.
Menu is going to be apple barbecue pork loin, garlic beef French dip, beer and garlic brats, which I really want. Chicken breast
Yeah.
gravy, root beer pulled pork, and orange chicken.
Yep. So those will be the meals for August. So
That sounds great with I hate to say the S word, but with that word getting ready to start up, that'll be nice to have things that you can throw in the
yes,
slow cooker. and-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
and that's
that
why-
word that
My daughter goes back to her school the next day.
Oh, she
She's
said
got
it.
that.
I know.
She
for
won't
28
have kids
years.
yet.
Oh, okay. For 28 years, I was in the classroom, and so when 4th of July would roll around, it was always, oh no, it's already 4th of July. The days are counting down. So we thought Kelly Kemper is a former teacher as well, and so when we put our 6-month plan together, we thought, and yeah, Deborah too, we thought, why not do slow cooker meals in August? Because that way, if it's, if any of you have a family that's going back to the S word, or if you are yourself going back, or if it's getting to be sports season, for fall sports, then this might make it easier for you and your families. So,
Mhm.
so we hope you'll be able to join us.
There's so many S words.
So,
So many
I
S
know,
words.
School, sports.
yes, I know, right? All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Wendy, are you all good with your meals? And Katie, you all good? Everybody's finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
Well, thanks so much
much.
for joining us. And I'll talk to you later. And I actually
Thank
will make this a recording on YouTube. I'll share the link
Ah.
with Christopher, with Deborah, and then Deborah, if you can share it with Brenda in case she needs it. Katie and Wendy, I'll send it out to you too. That way, just if you need to go back, if you're making these again down the road, you can follow along with the workshop.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right,
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, everyone. Have a great
Thanks.
night.
Yeah.
See ya.